Good morning. Today I am going to do a little yoga practice for stress relief. This is something people always ask me for, what poses can I do to help relieve stress? So I finally decided just to make a video for everyone and we'll get started. So I want I want us to make this really special for ourselves. So maybe, you light a candle, you get a cup of tea, you just do something that really feels good to you to have on hand. Maybe you diffuse something like lavender oil. So do whatever that is. You can pause the video and come back, and then we'll get started. So we're going to hit some areas of the body that usually hold stress and tension. It's going to be quick, it's going to be easy, and it's going to be effective. So when you're ready, find a comfortable seat on the ground. You don't have to sit cross-legged like me. If it's okay and comfortable for you to do that, you can. Maybe it's legs out straight. Some people do any variation of this little crisscross. So find a seat, hands on the knees, close the eyes. We're going to take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose, big full inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Full inhale all the way down to the belly. Exhale, release. One more. Big inhale. Exhale. Check in with your body. Make sure the shoulders are dropped away from the ears. We're sitting up really nice and tall. And from here, simply drop the chin down to the chest. Let the head and neck hang heavy. And just make like small semicircles with the chin. So you're tracing a smile on the chest. A lot of people, me included, hold all their tension, all their stress in the neck and shoulders. So that's the first place I'm going to hit. So really slow, gentle circles. Then left ear is going to travel over the left shoulder. Hang out here for a minute. If you want, you can take the left hand and kind of create just small, tiny little counter pressure. Just increase the stretch. At the same time, maybe think about dropping the right shoulder down away from the ear. Big stretch for the neck. Gently release the hand if you have that there. Chin dropping down to chest. And just slowly bring it over to the other side. Right ear, right shoulder, right hand can grab on for that little extra stretch. If that feels like too much, you don't even have to do it. So really elongating the side of the neck here. Then releasing the hand, releasing the head and neck. Chin to chest. And inhale, lifting back through center. Hands sweeping up, gaze up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Gaze will follow. Doing that 2 more times. Expand the hands. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release down. 1 more full inhale up. Exhale down. Bring the hands touching each other up in front of you. Inhale, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And exhale, bring the hands, forearms back together. Inhale, open. And exhale, release. Inhale, open. Now this time we're going to take our right arm underneath our left, and the backs of the hands can touch, or the tops of the hands can touch. So backs of hands are touching, palms are touching. Lifting, I'll show you the side view. So lifting the elbows up to about shoulder height. You're going to feel that big release in the upper back. And from here, if this is enough, just stay here. If you want a little bit more, you can drop the chin to the chest. That's going to create a big opening in the back. Keep breathing. Stay here for a few breaths. And exhale, release. Kind of shake it out. Right hand is coming to the left knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, twist over the left shoulder. Exhale, start unwinding. Inhale, hands come back up to goal post and then touch. Opening up. And exhaling, bring the opposite arm underneath. So left underneath the right this time, or whichever one you didn't do. Find a comfortable position for your hands and then start to lift the elbows up to shoulder height. Remembering to breathe. Dropping chin to the chest if you'd like. Big inhale. Exhale, release. Shake it out. Left hand to right knee now. Right hand comes back behind you for support. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gaze over the right shoulder. And slowly start to unwind that. We're going to come onto all fours. Warming up the back a little bit. We'll roll through cat-cow. So wrists are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. With an inhale, start to gaze up. Lift the tailbone, drop the belly. Exhale, pressing into the mat. Pull the belly button into the spine. Let the head and neck drop. Inhale, chest up, gaze up. Exhale, round, roll in. One more flow. Inhaling up. And exhaling, pull in. We're going to come to a child's pose. So your big toes are going to come together. The knees are going to come almost as wide as the mat. And with an exhale, you're going to start to shift your hips back towards your heels. Walk the hands out in front of you and crown of the head coming down towards the earth. And as you exhale, you're going to start to think about the hips coming down closer to the earth. If you're struggling with this, you can go back to my video. It is on YouTube, making child's pose more accessible. You can always put a pillow or a blanket underneath the hips to kind of give them a little lift. So releasing down in our child's pose. With every breath, we think about hips moving closer to the heels, lower back elongating down, big breaths to the lower back. Inhale, begin to rise out of child's pose. I just love child's pose. I could stay there forever. That could be my whole yoga practice, but we're not going to do that today. Swing your feet around, legs in front. Nice long back. Forward folds are great for stress relief any time of the day. So let's take a seated forward fold. Inhale, hands up, nice long back, gazing up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Maybe you have a little bend to the knee if the hamstrings are tight like mine. Lengthen and then start to hinge forward, hands coming down. And now that we're down here as far as we can go, maybe we start to straighten the legs. Hands do not have to reach the feet today or ever, just enough so you're feeling that stretch in the legs, releasing the lower back, gazing down. Full breaths. Inhale, begin to lengthen back up. We're going to draw the left knee into the inner thigh or just wherever on this right leg it lands. Inhale, sweep the arms up, gazing up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Start bowing forward towards the right knee and hands will come down to wherever they'd like to go today. So we're not really forcing ourselves forward into the stretch. We're just coming down naturally. And wherever our body says to stop, we're going to honor that and stop. Your feet is pointed up towards the ceiling, keeping it flexed and active. And taking deep breaths always. Lengthen back up. We'll switch sides, so the right foot coming into the left thigh area. Inhale, lengthen the arms up. Exhale, begin to bow forward. Hands coming down, big stretch for the left side now. Coming back to a long spine with an inhale. Coming to center. Bring the feet in close together. Let the knees drop out to the side, a butterfly pose, hands coming to the inside of the feet. Lengthen up, and if you'd like, you can start to hinge forward. And now that we're here, maybe give yourself a foot massage. I always say not many people are volunteering to do this, so let's do it for ourselves. It just feels good. It feels nice. And we're just letting our knees gently relax down to the sides. We're not forcing them down by any means. We're just letting them go down as they wish, letting gravity do a little work on them. So with every exhale, we're kind of envisioning our knees moving closer to the earth as tension starts to release out of the inner thighs. And we'll take one more full breath here. Big inhale. Exhale. Inhale, start to come up. Hands coming to the knees, bringing the knees up. And coming all the way down to the back. Feet are tucked in close to the glutes. With an inhale, start to raise the right leg up towards the ceiling. Hug behind the thigh, pull it a little closer to you. And then with an exhale, you're going to drop the shin right over the thigh of the opposite leg. So we're coming into a figure four. And from here, I just want you to press into that right knee. See what that hip has going on. If it feels like this is enough stretch, stay here. If you have a little bit more wiggle room, you can start to lift the left leg and hug behind the thigh or over the shin. That's going to be the biggest stretch. So anywhere you land, you want both of your feet to be flexed. That's good protection on the knee. Taking big breaths. You really want your exhales to be really nice and long because our exhales represent letting go of tension, emotional tension, just letting go of everything that's no longer serving us. So we want to focus on those big, nice, long exhales. This is another pose I could probably just live in. Feels so good. A lot of people carry tension in the hips, so that's why I make sure that we're hitting this hip area right now. And if I'm not holding these poses long enough for you, you can always pause the video, hold them longer, or come back to them. One more big inhale. Exhale, start to release the feet down to the earth. And close the eyes for a minute. Scan the body. See how the right hip feels in compared to the left hip. Does it feel more open? Does it feel like it's lengthened? Any little difference between the right and the left hip now. The next inhale, start to lift the left leg up towards the ceiling, hands coming behind the thigh. Pull that leg closer to you. Feet are flexed, so you're kicking through the foot. You can't see it, but you're kicking through the foot so the toes are flexed towards the face. And next, exhale, drop into your figure four on the other side. So leg coming over the opposite leg. And again, first pressing into that knee. See what room that we have on this side. Maybe you stay here. If it feels like you have more room, go ahead and lift into either variation behind the thigh or behind the shin. And you're going to notice that each side feels a little bit different. That's totally normal. That's totally average. That one side might feel more open or one side might feel more tight. So if you have to have a different variation for this side and it's not perfectly even on both, that's okay. And also, if you're in this pose and at any time you're like, maybe I'm a little bit tighter than I thought, you can always drop down. Or maybe you've released some tension and you can start to come deeper in the pose. So it doesn't have to be one way or the other. You can play with it and really make it your own. And that's the beautiful thing about yoga. We meet our bodies where it's at. We play with it. We have fun. And we just honor our bodies where they are today. So let's take one more full breath here. Inhale, full exhale. Start to unwind. feet coming back down to the mat. Bring your hands out to the sides, drop the knees off to the left, and gaze towards the right hand. Pull the belly button towards the spine, start to lift the knees, drop them over to the opposite side and look towards the left hand, switch the gaze, let the hips drop, knees drop. Roll everything back to center. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze, a big thank you for practicing yoga today. If you want to do a little rocking and rolling on the back, massaging it out, that's an option. Some people just like to be still, and that's okay too. So whatever you want to do that's going to feel right to you right now, do that. And then rolling off to either side of the body. And bringing the hand underneath the head for a little cushion. Just an extra breath before we transition back up. Palm coming into the mat, pressing ourselves up to a seated position. Hands are going to come to heart center. Let's take 3 more cleansing breaths. So inhale deeply into the belly. Exhale through the mouth. Let it all go. Inhale. Exhale. See that stress leaving the body. One more inhale. Full exhale. Thank you for practicing with me today. I love to teach, so thank you for giving me the opportunity to teach you today. I hope you set an intention for yourself to walk through the rest of the day or the evening, letting go of stress and things that are no longer serving your greatest and highest good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste. Thank you guys. If you liked the video, let me know.